Hello, fellow YouTubians. While I'm right now waiting in between shows over on Speed Channel, I'm going to make a quick vlog. What it is, the dirt track racing just went off, and I'm waiting on drag racing to come on. Yeah, I know, how redneck of me. But I do like that stuff. I mean, after all, Indiana is the home of NASCAR, okay? I'm not a big NASCAR freak. But I love the demolition derbies, I love drag racing, and I love to watch dirt track racing. That's just my deal. A lot of you may want to know, why in the world am I making a vlog? Well, it's to tell you guys that I'm leaving YouTube again. That's right, on January 16th, I've got to be back in film production school. This semester we're going to be doing a 30-minute sitcom, I think. So I want to be well rested and prepared to handle those duties. I mean, I've had my fun over at YouTube, everybody has, and it's just time for me to leave. Now, there's a few things I want to make a quick comment about, okay? One of the things I noticed when I got back over to YouTube after my 2-month absence was a lot of people complaining that the community was no longer there. So I'm here to tell you guys, yes, the community is there. There's a gentleman who put up a film. His name is For Fun 808. The name of the video is YouTube is Still a Community, The Whining Must Stop. And in it, he gives a pretty good description of what's happening over at YouTube. And I agree with him. YouTube is still a community. You just got to kind of look at it in sort of a different fashion than most people look at it. Think about it, YouTube as sort of expanding, reinventing itself. You know, it's sort of like you take a bad part of town. Eventually, the homes in it, they all come dilapidated and they're ready to fall down. So inside the city, what do? They buy up all these old cheap houses, mow them down, and then they rebuild. This is the way it all looks beautiful. Now, whether or not this plan will work for YouTube or not, that's going to remain a mystery. Because this video also got me to thinking about something else. Now, some of you may know this, some of you may not know this here. I've been on the internet a long, long time. Even though you have never seen my face, other than probably in the last 6 months. The reason behind that there is I don't like to make videos where I'm just talking to a damn video camera. To me, these are pointless. They're not something I can really do to improve my skills. And that's the thing I look at. But back to the subject at hand, I was a member for years of Atom Films. I've been a member for years of iFilm and the Internet Archive and several other websites. Okay, back when I first joined, Atom Films was the main thing to go for. Atom Films was the site that everybody was talking about. This is where the new stuff's happening at. This is the great site. Television was even advertising the hell out of Atom Films. But after a 2-year run, Atom Films went down the toilet. Who came next? iFilm. iFilm ran great. Everybody's telling you, leave your responses at iFilm. iFilm is something else. In fact, about it, you had shows like, or TV channels like VH1 and MTV and all these other ones promoting the hell out of iFilm. iFilm's where to go. Of course, after a 2-year mark, it fell down too. Next one to uprise was YouTube. Now, you know everything's been going on YouTube. I'm sure many of you's been, probably around at least a couple years over here at YouTube. But in the same token, YouTube's at that 2-year mark. The same mark where all these other websites started falling down. So there's a possibility that YouTube may fall down too. I'm not saying that it's going to happen, but it might. That's just my opinion on it. If their changes work out, they may have another 2-year run. It's hard to say. But I'd say from looking at things and the way things happened this past year, that yes, YouTube's on the slide down. Because it seems like it took the same path as what iFilm and everything else did. And that's just what happened. Another part of the reason why I think YouTube is starting to fall apart in some fashions and the community is starting to come unglued. We can all thank this here on people like such as Emelina, Daniel Spingies, and a few other trolls and haters out there. That's right. I mean, let's face facts. The haters is what made Chris Crocker famous. We all know this right here. All you gotta do is look in the comment section. You know this right here. And in some ways, YouTube was laughed at very heavily because it's Chris Crocker became famous off of there. I mean, it's a huge joke in the media world. We all kind of look at it and we all kind of laugh at it. In fact, about if you were a media student, you were sort of told, really and truly, stay off of YouTube. You know, find a different site. And in some ways, that's what I'm fixing to do, is get the hell off of YouTube. I'm really not interested in it. I don't want to become famous at YouTube and nothing else. I like to keep my little bit of fame that I do have. I mean, I am slightly famous here in Indiana, and I like to sort of keep that there. And so it sort of bothered me also that I discovered that while I was absent, my name made it over to another site called YouTubeDrama.com. Now, if you take a look at this site, it's basically nothing more than a tabloid. That's what it is. It's showing you what people are saying and everything else. Now, I don't mind in some ways of being on it, okay? As long as it's just like a little bitty line or whatever. But let's face facts. I'm not Britney Spears. I'm not Ben Affleck. I'm not Kevin Smith or any of these type of people. And I really don't want to be on that kind of shit. I'm not turning around making drunk videos, sort of like Gypsy would make from time to time. Or videos where I'm so stoned on cocaine like Emelina. That's what it sort of looked like in some of your videos. May have been doing. You know, I kind of want to keep a different path in line. I don't really like to start shit over at YouTube. I'm just not that kind of person. Even though I do have my Reinstate Producing 101 video still on up. But that's because I still feel that he was unfairly dismissed from YouTube. Especially since he was trolled. And that's what's been happening a lot over YouTube. People being trolled and they're being kicked off because of these trolls. These people have nothing better to do than destroy websites. I know because even I was a troll at VH1 for a long, long period of time. And VH1, as far as their community, it sort of went downhill. What wound up happening was the old community members left and new ones came on in. You had probably about 10 people that stuck around and the rest of us just all disappeared from there. But that's because we were all trolling the hell out of one another and playing games and stuff. And eventually the web server doesn't like you out there, so they eventually just boot you on off. So if anybody wants to stay on YouTube, I would suggest do not become a troll, because that's what would probably happen to you. You will eventually be thrown off and you'll not be reinstated. Okay, now what was something else I was going to talk about? Oh yeah, this is my last video for YouTube, or at least want to be one of my last vlogs. I'm not really interested in doing this very much anymore. That doesn't mean there's not going to be a few more vlogs. But I'm going to be placing them over at yahoo.com, over at the Internet Archive, break.com, and a few other sites. I will probably either send the links to Gypsy K, or I may even send them to Trevor Rieger. I mean, what the hell, I don't like being on YouTubeDrama.com, but my name's already over there, so what the hell, I can always turn around and send them the links. If they find it fascinating, they'll put them on that way. Because yes, I'm fixing to tear the hell out of some people over there at YouTube, and YouTube's not going to like it, so I'm going to put them on other sites. That's just the way to handle it. Now, for some of my haters out there, I do want to make a few other little minor comments, because I always get nice little stuff in the comments section. So, you know, if anybody sees my little swing line stapler, I would like to have it back. Yes, my swing line stapler. That was the best stapler I ever had. You know, it just never did turn around and bind like the other staplers. And if anybody could turn around and talk to the boss over here at such and such a company, I haven't been paid in the last 2 weeks. I'd really like to know what's been happening to my check, you know. Because if something's not done, man, I will promise you, I'll put a bomb somewhere. I'll set something off over there. You never know. I might even upload a virus. I may turn around and destroy everything over there. You just never know.